because I had found a purpose there, working on something bigger than myself, fighting for the country. I could go home and be proud of what I was doing then, and there was nothing wrong with that. But
Say how's the fam?
Alpha.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to How's the Fam. Today I'm joined by an incredible friend, a longtime friend, low-key, one of my best friends, somebody who should have been in the wedding, somebody I've actually talked about on the podcast before. My good friend, Trey. Trey, welcome to the show, brother.
what's up? Thanks for having me, man.
Bro, you know I could not do all of this without you, man. Like, if I did anything, it's two people I got to have on the show. It's you and one other person who we're probably going to save for last, since we're getting you in so early, okay?
Right.
Trey, tell the people a little, introduce yourself to the family, man. Just let them know who you are.
My name is Trey. I've known Tyler since middle school, but I think we didn't really get really close until like around 11th grade.
It's real.
And we just found our little clique, and it's been tight ever since then. Um, moving around, finding different jobs, and going to school, or just doing our lives separately. But we've always been connected. We've always found a way to stay connected, and it's just a beautiful relationship to have,
Bro,
for anybody, going through life.
it's been one of the best. Like,
Right.
even when you went through the military and did all that good stuff, man, we still stayed pretty close. So,
Right.
fun fact, we used to like the same girl in 7th grade. Neither one of us ended up with.
Wait, who?
Well, we'll talk about it offline, brother. Before we get into everything, y'all. Again, this is one of my best friends, y'all. Before we get into everything, I have a segment called Just Checking In. Now, Trey, Just Checking In is exactly what it sounds like. It's where we just share some just what's happening with the family, My Just Checking In story is I'm singing in my church choir for the first time in months. And I still got my voice, man. It's wild. Like, here's the thing about me and singing in choir, Trey. Like, I actually do this. Like, I got this down pat. Like, the mannerisms, the rock, all of that. Like, I am low key. Like, I probably could do this thing like for money. You feel me?
I don't feel like that's something you kind of just throw out there. I feel like there has to be truth behind it. I just want to be able to witness it, and I need to experience this for myself.
I have
To be like, man,
solos online.
Tyler can blow. Tyler can blow.
Bro, on
Okay.
Al Gore's internet, I have solos online.
Oh man, you have to send those to me
I'll
after
send
this.
I'll send you one of my better ones. I'll send you one of my. Now, I've bombed too.
I want to see all of them, the bad ones too.
Hey, I was singing one time, and I was like, I just felt a cry come on. And I was just like, and they were just like, "Oh, take your time, baby." I was like, "No, that's not helping." I was like, my male ego at the time couldn't let me cry in public, so I was like, just wanted to run off like the dude
Uh,
Debo who stole.
yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see all of them.
But that's my just checking in story and making my return to the choir world. Trey, what you got for the people, bro?
Recently, I'll just go with today. So today was my first day back in therapy after about 3 months. Um, I was going to therapy pretty regularly before, but I ended up losing my therapist. I think she just kind of moved on. She
Yeah.
wasn't able to help anymore. So I had worked with her for about 3 years,
Wow.
like pretty much, yeah, for the most part being consistent, little, yeah. But for the most part, consistently for 3 years, and I made the most progress with her. And I was pretty sad to lose her, but, of course, people move on. Past 3 months have been tougher than I thought tougher than I realized after going to that appointment today and going through like the regular mental assessment where they just kind of get a feel of who you are, and they ask you just a bunch of questions of like, how you grew up, what you're about now, what you like, how do you feel on the day to day. And going through those questions, man, I just realized like, yes, things are kind of tough right now. So,
Man.
but I'm managing.
But you know why? Like, I'm not gonna act like I'm surprised. Like, I know all of this, but it's still, every time I hear it, it's pretty rough, man. You gotta hang in there, all right? Hang in
Yeah,
there.
yeah, for sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
That's happening. Yeah.
And y'all, that has been just checking in, all right? But before we're about to get into the main event, but before we do that, we do have one sponsor, one incredible sponsor, and that is Pray, Plan, Execute. Now, I want you guys, Pray, Plan, Execute is a faith-based athleisure brand, okay? And it's literally built on the idea that you should wear your faith, okay? Now, Pray, Plan, Execute, you guys, I'm wearing it right now. Like, it's Pray, Plan, Execute. It's a very simple mantra, but we all know with simplicity comes effectiveness. And, like, if you're one of those people who just needs a reminder, like a daily reminder, it's like, yo, it's like, how do I accomplish my purpose? Pray, Plan, Execute is exactly for you. If you're somebody who wakes up and you're already on your grind and you're already just kind of getting it, Pray, Plan, Execute is also for you. Because anytime you look in the mirror, it just gives you that subtle reminder, of what you're really doing this for. And you're doing it to, further the kingdom and make sure you fulfill God's purpose. Now, Pray, Plan, Execute has helped us out. And how have they helped us out? They gave us a code. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to go to prayplanexecute.shop. Again, that is prayplanexecute.shop. And enter the code FAM at checkout. Again, enter the code FAM, F-A-M, at checkout. All right? Prayplanexecute.shop. Enter code FAM, F-A-M, at checkout. Now, you guys, Pray, Plan, Execute. It's more than a brand, it's a lifestyle. So get in this. Now, Trey, on to the main event. Brother, you talked about your therapist and you talked about therapy. At what point in your life did you realize you even needed therapy?
I was actually in the military when it happened. Um, you know, just going through the typical things that, I guess anybody would go through, but it's just a matter of, how you manage it and how you perceive things. And I realized that I was having trouble. I was having a trouble with like managing, and I was having trouble with coping with things. Things were happening too fast. There was too much of it, and it just became overwhelming. And I noticed other people noticed too. Like I realized I was being a little more distant with my family, with my friends, and I realized I just kind of needed to reach out and get a little more help than what I was known to have. Because I have my tribe, I have my people that I look, that look out for me and want what's best for me. People that I trust.
Yeah.
But then I realized that I think I needed a little more help because I would talk to them, or maybe I was being a little more distant. Maybe I didn't want them to worry as much, so I felt like I needed to do more on my end. So I went to therapy.
That's incredible, man. And have you really been seeing the benefits of therapy? And are you like a
For
champion
sure,
of therapy now?
for sure. It's been on and off thing. What's most important is consistency for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I've realized, the times that I've gone to therapy, my life has been a lot more manageable. It hasn't hit as hard, or you just have better techniques and better. You just have a process and a way of doing things, and then you have a way of unloading things, and you're able to bounce those ideas not only with just your friends, because your friends may understand or your family may understand so much, but having that other ear who is coming from a different angle than both of those
Yeah.
dynamics. Just having someone with a little more, I guess, in depth experience in that field. Just having that, it helps a lot. So
So
the
you pretty
benefits are
much
definitely there. I definitely recommend that for anybody, just in general.
yeah. Cause I know like mental health has been a talking point in the black community for like very recently. It's been very, very recently. And like I know beforehand people were like, oh, I got friends, I got like my girlfriends, I got my guys or whatever, right? And so right now, just for clarification, you're saying that therapy is different from that. Like this is therapy, like they give you techniques and strategies and this, that, like you're explaining the differences between that brotherhood and actual therapy.
Yeah. So I mean, the thing is that if you have a true circle or a true tribe, of course, you're going to have those people that you trust, and also those people that are also going to hold you accountable. Like that is just as important. Holding up, You want people who are going to hold you accountable. If you're not doing right, I want someone to be able to tell me that and know that they're not coming from a place of malice or a place of you know, jealousy or whatever it may be. I trust that they are telling me because they just want to help me, better myself.
That's what's up, man.
But it's just always better to have, that different dynamic. Like they're not necessarily your friend or your family, but they still want you to do good for yourself. And they are able to apply suggestions. It's not so much as advice, they're suggestions that really only you can do. You still have to do the work behind what you do in therapy. So it's good.
That's awesome, man. And you also mentioned that like you're a military man, right?
Yeah.
So what made you decide like the military was your path? Like the military was like gonna be in your future. Like walk us through the beginning of like that discovery of like, yes, I'm going to the military, and walk us through like, what it was like in the military and then your transition out of it.
So there's really no aspiring there's really no aspiring like
Can't
dynamic
even
to it
lie,
or
huh?
anything. Like I wish I could be like, oh yeah, well my great
Call of Duty.
grandfather, he was a Marine. My grand
The Lieutenant Dan
honestly,
story.
no, like really, I'm gonna just tell you straight up. I went to college for a year and I didn't do what I was supposed to do. I did not do what I was supposed to do. And I ended up dropping out because I realized I was taking out too much money not to be doing what I wasn't supposed to be doing. So I
I
was like, all
remember.
right, well, let me go back home, let me reassess what I need to do with myself. And I realized I just didn't have any direction. I didn't really have any drive to do anything that was around home. I was looking for jobs and, they were just, dead end jobs that I felt that was just going to keep me, they were going to keep me busy, but not keep me busy in a good way. They
Mm,
were just going to keep me busy with taking up all my time. So, I realized that I was looking for a purpose. I was looking for a rhyme or a reason. And my cousin, Ken, you know him,
yeah.
he was actually gearing up to get ready to join the Marine Corps because his stepfather was in the Marine Corps. We have known him for a while. He just all of a sudden just jumped up. He was kind of in the same situation as me. And I asked him, like, what made you do that? Like, that was the last thing on our minds. Joining the military was just not really a thing that we talked about in the family.
Yeah.
And he was like, they'll provide for me, they'll take care of me, sign a contract and do my time. And you have so many benefits that go behind that.
Yeah.
He convinced me then. I was like, you know what? I don't have anything to lose either, really. And it was really just like, oh, well, what bad could come from it, really?
Yeah.
I think I had nothing but gain to come from it.
Mm.
So that's how I decided. Literally, 2 months later, I was running and gunning.
That's a quick
Uh,
turnaround.
it was like 2 or 3 months. No, it was about 2 months.
Before they got you in the
After
basic?
those two, I decided. I did my testing. I was really just waiting, biding my time for them to ship me out to Paris Island, and that's how it started.
Mm. And then while you were in it, like just explain like the kind of like that day to day of like the mindset of being a soldier and kind of like, what y'all actually
So I
do.
do have to correct you. I do. I know what you mean, but I do have to correct you because I don't want people to watch it and say, "Oh, well, he's a Marine. He's not a soldier." So there's a difference between being a Marine and being a soldier.
Okay, okay.
Just throwing that out
No,
there.
I
I didn't
didn't
want
I
anybody else
didn't
like
know.
it's not a soldier.
Yeah,
He's not a soldier.
he's a Marine.
He's
All
a
right.
Marine.
Yeah. So all right, I
But
get. I think I get it. So airmen
yeah,
are Air
yeah,
Force, sailors are Navy,
yeah.
Marines are
It's the same concept.
Marines.
Same
Gotcha.
concept. I knew exactly what you meant. I just,
So so
but
tell us the day to day about being a Marine, bro. Tell us that mindset in that day to
I
day.
couldn't let it go. So
I don't blame you.
a
I don't
typical
blame you.
day to day is it's different for. It just really depends on I guess your job. I was in aviation, so basically what I did was work on helicopters and I would work on the engines and propulsion systems and stuff like that, flight controls, things of that sort.
Yeah.
Um, a day to day was just waking up at, I think I had to be at work at 4,
In the
and
morning?
then no, yeah, 4 a.m. boy, 4 a.m.
Jeez. Ah.
I think
Central
what?
Standard?
4? I mean Pacific.
Ooh,
I don't know if that
that's
helps,
even
but
that's even worse.
I don't know if it helps, but I think we had to be at work at 4:30 for yeah, it was 4:30, and it's different first getting in because they consider you a nugget. Nugget is just a new person, doesn't know what he's doing, doesn't know, his left from his right, basically. So it's just a term that we use. But when you're a nugget, you kind of have to go through an initiation process where you do all the grunt work. So we would go in early, clean up the entire, facility,
Yeah.
um, prep for the day, like checking in tools, checking inventory, going through programs, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then, we would go through, we would typically have 10-hour days, but those could run long easily. We never run short. Maybe there was a special,
Never the other
maybe
way
there was a
around.
special occasion like, oh, we have a Marine Corps birthday coming up, so it was like, okay, we're gonna cut out short today so we can prepare for that. But we would have our holidays and stuff, but 9 times out of 10, you're running long. So it could be 10 hours, it could be 12, it could be 14, 16. And that's the beauty of being in the military is that you get paid hourly, whether you're awake, whether you're sleeping. But the
Ah,
thing is that you could be awake for 24 hours, you could be up for 40. There's really no timeline. Like they'll do their best to take care of you, but sometimes that's just what the job consists of.
gotcha.
Maybe you need to stay up for 30, 40 hours.
Wow.
So
And you're not alone. Like you have like teammates,
right.
right?
For
So
sure, for sure. You're in a group. You're not just on your own. You have you know like I had my shop, or you may have your platoon or your battalion.
yeah,
You have your people around you who are experiencing the same things that you are. So you're not alone, and that's part of that brotherhood is that you go through that pain with people beside you, whether they have lived the same life as you or they come from a different culture. The thing is that they understand you sometimes more than your friends and family because they see you in your worst, so to say. We live in close quarters, and there's really no way around that. So you build a true brotherhood of people with people who really truly understand like what it means to get into some grimy stuff. So
that's
that's
what's
the
up.
beauty in it.
I was gonna ask, man. Like you mentioned our pay and stuff like that, right? What is it about dudes in the military and getting Chargers, Challengers, and Mustangs? Well, what is that?
Honestly, I think that's just what attracts. I think that's what I mean. Who you have a huge group of people who love those type of cars in general, and I guess the people who typically like those cars, they would typically buy into an idea of like, oh well, if I just sign this contract for about 8 years, 8 years don't seem that bad to for a Charger, for a whole Charger, for a whole.
I always
Let me
thought
let
it
me
was interesting, man. Like
let me get it.
they all drive a Mustang, a Challenger, a Charger, some muscle car.
It's it's a good amount. Like some people buy a motorcycle, or whatever, or
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true.
there's it's really. I think it's just a typical thing because, like I said, those are popular cars to have.
Mm.
But once and I think everybody has their reasons for joining. And 9 times out of or no, I'm gonna say 10 times out of 10, the benefits of joining is being
Money.
salary.
Yeah.
Once you're salary, like and that's you can be straight out of high school. You can sign up as a 17-year-old as long as you have parental consent.
Mm.
So who doesn't want to jump from being in high school, maybe not knowing exactly where they want to be at, or maybe they don't have a really any direction in what they want to do, to a place where they're secure, a place where they have all these benefits, a place where they have security, true
Yeah.
security. Because, yeah, like look at COVID. Everybody got laid off during COVID. Nobody's getting laid off in the
In the military.
military. If anything, their budget might be, they improve their budget almost every year.
Yeah.
So there's security in that.
I
So yeah,
agree.
buy the Charger because you're gonna have another paycheck, in a couple weeks. That's the beauty. It's like, yeah, what? I'm gonna get the
You
Challenger
know,
today, then I'm gonna get the house tomorrow.
another funny story. You keep it like just to stay on the money thing. Just one more time. I remember when you came back from basic, and you was just like, "Hey man, what y'all want?" We was like, "Yo man, like, this isn't how you would sound like. Your voice was like crazy raspy. Hey y'all, what y'all want? So what we eating?" Like he sounded like he had been through like war, and he's just been through
Like, yeah,
basic.
man, listen,
He was like,
what
"Man, give
y'all
me
want?
some water."
What
Like
y'all
you sound like
like?
you've been eating a perpetual
Train,
Popeyes biscuit. He's like, what y'all want to eat? He
no
was like, "Yo
water.
man, we can get some pizza, like something quick." All right. And he ordered pizza. This dude ordered 9 pizzas, yo. An $80 Pizza Hut
No,
order.
did I?
it was a,
I
it was
don't
the
even
highest.
remember.
It was the highest Pizza Hut order I'd ever done until I started working with kids. That
Because I
ain't
think I
nothing
was
compared to
feeding the
what I'm
family
doing.
and I was feeding the friends too, so I think I needed that much. It wasn't like, I'm gonna blow that stack on pizza, like it wasn't nothing like that.
It was the most I ever seen spend at Pizza
I,
Hut at the time. I just,
hey man, I was happy, man. I wanted some pizza, bro. I was just happy to be out of basic, to be honest.
and we were happy
And
to
of
have
course,
you though.
like when we hung out, a lot of times, there would be times where y'all would pay, or there'll be times where, but I think a lot of times y'all help me out, especially with y'all like driving me around. I didn't have a car when we were hanging out in high school.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, this is the very least I can do and all the gas money that I know I owe y'all.
And I still remember that joke as clear as day. I don't remember the exact. It was like 83
I don't
something.
remember.
It was like 83 something. It was like 10 pizzas. Oh man, it was good times. Good times. All right, man. Let's
Man, yeah.
we got to finish the military arc, man. We got to finish it. So,
Okay.
your time is up. Like you're nearing your end time in the military because it's contract, right? And like, what does that transition like? What does that conversation? What do those conversations look like? And what does that transition? What does that transition feel like? Like transition back to civilian life.
So the thing is that I got out kind of abruptly. Like I knew that I had already come to the decision that I wanted to be out of the military. I knew that I wasn't going to re-enlist.
Yeah.
So I knew I had signed a 5-year contract, and I think I was starting my 4th year when um, I ended up going onto the med board. The med board is basically, um, it's just a board. They'll go through your paperwork. They'll go through your records of is this person fit for duty or not. So I went on the med board like during my 4th year, and I realized that I was going to I might have gotten out sooner than I expected.
Mm.
So the transition was abrupt. I was happy about it, but I was not prepared
Yeah.
just because, like I said before, you come from a place with all the security. You're taken care of. They got a place for you. They tell you to live here. They tell you to, be here at this time every single day. Or if they change it, you have orders. You have a duty. So to go from having that security to go to having that direction every single day, almost every hour of the day, to all right, go out there and do whatever you want to do. It was just like, you mean anything, you know? And this is my experience personally. Um, it was like I said, I was happy about it, but I was not prepared. It was just I don't know what I want to do.
Yeah.
Kind of felt like I was going back to before joining. Not having the direction, not really having the drive to go for that bigger purpose. Because I had found a purpose there, working on something bigger than myself, fighting for the country. I could go home and be proud of what I was doing then. And it was nothing wrong with that, but it just didn't feel right for me. It wasn't my purpose. It was a purpose
Yeah.
for that time. And I feel like I fulfilled that purpose. So me wanting to move on, I still was unsure. So it was scary too. But it's like it's eye opening too because you have a lot. You have. I saw that I have more directions. I have more paths that I could possibly go on. It was just a matter of me picking one.
That's awesome.
So yeah,
That's great, man. And oddly enough, you were one of the people who, like, when you went to the military, there was like nobody in your life, like in terms of like, marriage or anything like that. And then when you left,
yeah.
like like you didn't have any like children or like women to go back to either. So let's get into your dating life, cuz. Because like you
Yeah.
transitioned out the military now, right? Now you're like a single black man who's been in the military. You're a Marine, you know, and you out here. So what does the dating scene look like for somebody of your pedigree?
So honestly, um, I am single. I am young. I guess I'm not the ugliest. So
You
so
got
I
me
guess
beat,
I could
brother.
work with some. Yeah, I guess I can work with something. But I think the dating scene for me right now, it doesn't. I think it's something that I need to pull away from.
Really?
And I think that's very important to. It's very important to be to come to that point with yourself to know if you're capable of being in a relationship
Okay.
or if you're ready to be in one. If you're content with who you are, in the place in your life, and you're able to take on having someone else in your life.
Yeah.
And I've struggled with that for the past 2, 3 years. You know,
So where does that
there's
struggle
been
come
people,
from?
there's been people that I've loved. There's been people that I do truly care about, and I've hurt them in the process of me not being honest with myself or me not being honest with them, and um, having the best intentions, but not being able to execute them, or um, not understanding what I truly wanted, or me not understanding understanding the difference between what I wanted and what I needed. Um, I have, there's been some wreckage, that I've, been the cause of. So, dating is not really something I enjoy dating. I enjoy dating. I love the whole idea of, being with a person, getting to know a person, sharing a life with them and being there and having that person to lean on. But I think I'm coming to the conclusion like I need to work on myself first before I'm able to give myself to a person like that.
It takes a lot
And I've
of
learned the hard way. So
it takes a lot
unfortunately,
of
I've
self
learned the hard way.
realization, bro. Yeah, it takes a lot of self realization. So
Yeah.
what do you believe are the prerequisites for you to actually get back into the dating world?
Um, I think I need to be in a better state of mind. I need to be in a better mental state. And I believe that I need to have an understanding of the direction that I see my life wanting to go in. Me, like I've always kind of been like kind of loose,
Go with the
go
flow.
with the flow, not loose like that, but I've been just kind of like going with this. I just realized, but like I'm just but I've always been like kind of go with the flow, like not really having. I don't plan, I don't go by a real, strict schedule at all. But having that understanding of what you see in your life and what you want for yourself and what you want for people around you, I'm realizing is so important because if you don't really know what you want, then you could be you could really get distracted by anything if you're someone like me.
Yeah.
It's like not really truly understanding what the goal is, I'm like, oh man, that goal looks good over there. Let me go over here, and then you can be walking in this direction, and you see something else that catches your eye. Like, oh, that looks cool too. Let me go over here. And I've struggled with that, you know.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think I just need to have a better understanding of myself first and foremost, what I want for myself, what I want for my life, and what would make me happy. Still
Got
trying
you.
to figure it out.
I got you, man. I got you. And so, Trey, you pretty much you left the military. Now you're like, yo, I'm gonna work on myself. It's an incredible arc. Now, also, you're one of my few friends who've actually watched Shang-Chi.
Oh yeah, yeah. It
Bro,
is.
so I gotta ask you, bro, what is it? Where does it line up in the top in like the Mount Rushmore of Marvel movies? Because I've heard it is top 5. I've watched the movie.
Ew,
Do you think it's top 5? Because I ain't gonna lie, somebody mentioned this to me, and I was just like, you know
that's
what?
hard.
You know what? I think it might be.
I think it makes top
I
five.
think it makes
I want to
top
say it makes
5.
top five.
I
And
think,
I think part of the reason why people say that is because it's not, it brings more to the table than what Marvel is bringing with comic books, is bringing cultural aspect,
it did.
is bringing more, different stories from different angles, from different perspectives, from different peoples. And people, we need to see more of that. That's why people love Black Panther so much. And I know recently there was something about Black Panther where black people started seeing the wrongs in it, but matter of the fact is, people love Chadwick Boseman. Everyone felt for when he passed because he did such an amazing job portraying that character, and you see this completely different world.
Yeah.
You see a completely different world with Shang-Chi. You see the mythology behind the Chinese culture. How they're just like anybody else. They believe in family. All they want to do is protect their family and take care of their people and protect their culture. And and then you got great action. It
Bro,
was dope fighting
I
scenes.
enjoyed
The
it.
action scenes were dope.
I enjoyed it.
The visuals were dope. Like the whole dynamic with the him and his father. That was you can't. I don't know. You can't beat that.
Yeah, I watched it at
So
home
it was.
on my regular TV, like on my TV. And like my TV
Oh
ain't
man, you should have went
crap.
to the movies.
You went to the movies?
I went to the movies to see that one,
Oh
man. It was
man,
dope.
I
Yeah, it
missed
was
out.
good.
You could tell, like even with Black Panther, even I gotta admit, the final scene lacked polish. I gotta admit, the final scene lacked polish. I appreciated the movie, but you could definitely tell they rushed that section specifically. With
I don't think
Shang-Chi,
they
there was a
rushed
level of
it.
polish from beginning to end. And that's why I'm like, yo, it kind of edges out Black Panther a little bit.
I don't think they rushed it. I think they just caked it on. They just like bury me with my ancestors. Like
No, I'm talking about the actual
because
fight scene. The fight scene
all
with
the fight scene.
yeah, T'Challa and Killmonger. Like that scene did not like visually look good for me.
I
Like it
think it was just
looked
so much.
bad.
Yeah, I think it was just so much happening.
Yeah. Well, I
With the
mean, if they had the time, I feel like it would have been like a better looking scene. But like Shang-Chi, like it had that polish, like the fight choreography throughout, even like the more basic portions of it, like it had that
top. It was
polish that I
top
like to
tier.
see. And
Yeah,
then
it
like
was
even though
top
some of the
tier.
jokes were lackluster, like she was like, "You changed your name from Shang-Chi to Sean," and then she went into this
Right.
yeah, it was like, all right, it's a joke,
They had
and it
their
wasn't
little funny bits or
hilarious
whatever, but it was still a solid movie as
exactly.
a whole.
So I put it.
So yeah,
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like if Endgame, I don't know where your mount. Like what's your top 5 Marvel joints? I hate to put you on the spot. All right, you think about your top 5 while I
man, yeah,
get
you put
mine.
me on the spot with that one. Oh,
So my top 5 are like number 1 is definitely Winter Soldier. Because for some reason I don't know what it is about that Winter Soldier. I could sit down and watch Winter Soldier like I've never seen that movie before. Like
it is so well written. It's just so well written. The the plot is so thick, and like I said, that script and the character development in that, just the character relationships in that, they hit so hard.
bro.
Because like I'm getting chilled just thinking about it because this was his brother. This was like his family. And he was willing to throw everything that he wanted, everything that he had achieved in his life. He was willing to throw all of that away to save his brother.
He did.
Because,
He did.
and he did. He did all of that, and he kept, and everything that he believed in stayed intact too. He didn't really, he did struggle with it, but I felt like he stayed true to who he is as a person, and just the whole plot, the script, like the writing was just it's
And
all there.
it's my number one, numero uno. Okay,
It's same. I would have to say same here
and
with
so
with Marvel movies. That is my top. Yeah,
that's the one, man. I'm telling you, that's the one. Number two is Iron Man. The original Iron Man is my number two. And I only give Iron Man that spot because I have to give it the respect it deserves for kicking off the Marvel MCU.
yeah, for sure.
You don't have to agree with
Definitely
my
for
list.
sure.
It is just my list. I get it. If you think of yours, I'm just giving mine. So Iron Man is my number two. And then like I have Infinity War. I used to have Black Panther and then not Endgame, because my whole issue, I loved Endgame, but I felt like it was unfair to put Endgame as my 5. Like, I did feel like it was a little disingenuous to
Touche,
have Endgame as
touche.
my 5.
Yeah,
Because like
yeah. I
Endgame was
understand
like
where
a
you're coming
different
from.
type of Marvel movie. But like, I have
Yeah,
Endgame slash
I mean it's the
Avengers.
it's the epic to end the whole phase. So I feel like it's a bit unfair when you have every character in there. You have all the stories colliding. Like it's kind of unfair.
And in all fairness, it was a little long. It was a little long. Well,
I
was
mean,
it well
but
paced?
how is it
Absolutely.
not going to be long when you
I
have
know. I
30
know.
movies to compile
I
into
know.
one point? So yeah,
But I have Avengers slash Endgame. So Avengers would be my 5, and then my honorable mention would usually be Endgame, right? But I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I think Shang-Chi, I think it's right above Black Panther, which bumps Avengers slash
I think so
Endgame
too.
a little bit. It's
I think so
right
too.
above Black Panther. I hate to do it. I hate to do it, but I gotta
It
be
is what it
fair.
is.
I gotta be fair. Now, what you got?
Um,
And then this is keep in mind, I have not seen Black Widow, and I think there's one
it was
more Marvel movie I'm missing. Oh, I'm missing all the Spider-Man. I haven't seen a single Spider-Man of the new. I haven't, bro. I saw Civil War and Spider-Man was in
Tyler.
it, but I haven't seen the new Spider-Man.
Tyler, those are
Gone
top
from
tier.
Home,
Those are
Far
all
from
top tier.
Home. I haven't seen any of them, bro.
They're all top tier. That's why the tickets are sold out now
I
for
know.
pre-sale.
I know. I know.
There's a reason behind it. They already talked about a whole nother trilogy. They're doing a whole nother trilogy with Tom Holland because
Man,
it's that good.
Is Tom Holland supposed to be like Drake from Uncharted? Is he
Yeah,
is he?
I don't know how I feel about
I
that.
don't know. I don't think he buff
I
enough
don't
to
know
do
how I
it.
feel about that.
Yeah,
But I
I
have
figured
given
they'd
him
get like
respect.
Channing Tatum or something
I
like that.
I have to give him respect as an actor, though. He is a good actor.
And he's
I
like
just
a
don't know if he fits
you don't
that
think
that
yeah,
filler.
I think they needed to get somebody like Channing Tatum, but Channing Tatum might be a little too old for the
No,
role now. You don't think
they
so?
needed Nathan
Nathan
Fillion?
Drake.
I forget his name. The guy he played Firefly. I don't know, but there's a guy who fits the description of Nathan, and it was a wide man. The whole fan base wanted this one actor, and they just decided not to go with him.
They
They
fumbled.
went for the cash grab.
I mean
They went
Tom
for the cash
Holland, he
grab.
sell tickets. He put
Tom
best of
Holland is
seats.
solid.
Yeah, he
He's
put best of
solid,
seats.
but I think they're going with a different direction because he's younger in this. So I don't know how it's going to go.
Gotcha. All right, what's your top 5, bro? Or do you just want to critique mine?
Top five, that might be hard. So I guess I'll switch some of yours around. So top five is Winter Soldier. The second one is probably, is it Iron Man 2? I think it might be Iron Man
There's
2.
no way it's Iron Man 2. That movie was so bad. If
Was it
I
Iron Man
could
2?
use every copy of that movie as toilet paper, I would.
No, no, not Iron Man 2. It's Civil War.
Okay.
I think Civil War was solid.
Okay. I can see that.
And then third, because you put me on the spot, so
I did
I'll
put you on
probably
the
have to
spot.
rearrange
That's
it.
why
But
I was
this is
like,
the best I
I
can
will
do.
let you leave it, and I could go to a different topic.
So the third one, I would probably say, man,
You don't like none of the Thors?
the last Thor was good. Not Love and Thunder.
Ragnarok?
That second or the third Thor was good.
Because it had Tessa
The
Thomas in it,
first and the
man.
second were just like, okay, well, you just continue on with the
Yeah.
story, you know.
I agree. Them first two
Oh
was
man, that's hard.
them
That's
first
really
two was some
hard.
doo-doo butter, I
But
must
I have
admit.
feel like I have to put Spider Man up there somewhere. I feel like Civil War has to be up there, and I feel that Shang Chi is probably like 4, and I think Black Panther. I think Black Panther is probably 6. I think there's something in between Shang Chi and Black Panther,
Okay.
but I can't think of it right now.
Okay. I
That's the
respect
best
the
I can do right
I
now.
don't respect the list, but I did put you on the spot, like
You put
really,
me on the
really
spot.
bad.
I didn't do no homework.
So
I can't remember all the movies, man. Like Guardians of the Galaxy is good too. Like, yeah,
Guardians of
I
the
can't put it
Galaxy,
in
the
top
very
5, but
first one
Guardians
was
of the
good.
Galaxy, yeah,
The first one was good.
yeah, that's solid.
The second one was cool, but I wasn't like. It was a
I
different
can't put it
type
in
of
the top
movie.
5.
It was a different type of movie. It was good though. It was
Yeah,
very, very good.
I feel like Blade needs to be honorable mention. I feel like Blade needs to have an honorable mention.
You're right.
Just saying. That's just me. That's
You're
just
right.
me.
You're
I
right.
know it's not MCU universe, but
He proved that
there
hero
would be none
movies
of
could
this
work.
without Blade.
He proved hero movies could work. That was a different type of hero movie too, cause he had the
Rated
one-liners
R.
and stuff.
Rated R, yeah.
Yeah. That was. You know what's crazy? I
But
saw that
it
movie
did
in
his thing, and
theaters when I was
it
like
was before his
13.
time. It was before his time.
Yeah, without a doubt. But hey man, so before we end it, I did want to ask you one more question. I'm gonna let you rock this one out because I know you got opinions. What do you think about them taking these like roles that have been traditionally like white and putting like black people in them? What do you think of that?
So they're putting white people in
No,
those roles,
black
or
people in
black?
traditionally white roles. Actually,
Um,
I can cut it. And we ain't gotta answer it now. You can let it ride.
no. Like, so the thing is that I believe that it's okay, but I think everything is okay with in moderation. Everything is cool in moderation, because I know there is also a topic where black Americans have an issue with British black
Oh
taking a lot of the
yeah.
roles.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, these are American stories. Why aren't Black American as good? Or who's to say Black Americans aren't fit to tell these stories or to have these roles?
Yeah.
I love British Black actors. I do.
Yeah.
There's
I do
so
too.
many. They're
Snowfall.
all great. They're
Whew.
mostly all great because they come from a different, degree of acting. I love, those actors, but it's not to say that we don't have actors here or we don't have people who aren't capable of telling those stories. Sometimes they don't even have to be actors. Sometimes they can just people who truly understand the script or truly understand this plight or this story. I feel like they could be just as good as a fit. So I think everything is good in moderation. Yeah, put traditionally white people. There's people in our culture that we consider to be white because they may speak a certain way. Me being one of them, I speak white, or you speak articulate. So, oh well, so we question people like that. But black looks different for everyone. I still live the experience. You still live the experience. You know, person on the right of me, he may live in a different neighborhood than me, but we all walk a different. We all walk black in this white world, to put it harshly, but that's kind of how it is. So I feel like everything is good in moderation. Sprinkle that in there because there are people that fit that description in the black community. So yeah.
That's incredible, bro. Hey man, we like to end each episode of How's a Fan with a segment we call Words of Encouragement. Now, Trey, words of encouragement is exactly what it sounds like. We're just gonna give the people some words of encouragement so that they can have something to hold on to throughout, until we meet again, So check just think of something. All right. And also, like, while I'm thinking about it, bro, I might have you and JP on, and we might actually just do episodes, bro. We might just do lives, bro. Cause this is low key fun. Yeah, we might do it, bro. Yeah, we might do it. That way, I ain't got to come up with the.
We have plenty to talk about, so just let me know when. We'll figure it out.
Cause this is fun. Like this is the longest episode of How's the Fam. Period. All right. Hey, you guys, if you made it this far into
how long did we take? I was like, is it an hour yet?
It's been like 54 minutes or 55 or 53 minutes. Yeah.
So we got a full episode.
This is gonna be wild. My audience is like, oh,
if you need to break it up, if you need to split it down the middle.
If you make it this far into the podcast, okay, comment below. I made it. All right, comment below. I made it.
That too.
Because I'm not gonna believe it until I see the comment that I made it. If you made it this far into the podcast, comment I made it on the YouTube version of the podcast. Now, if you're listening to the actual podcast version, Apple, Spotify, all them, make sure you follow the podcast so you can listen to the next one, okay? Subscribe to the YouTube channel, you guys. Make sure you leave a like. And, hey, man, make sure you guys check out Pray, Plan, Execute. Again, that's at prayplanexecute.shop and using code FAM, F-A-M, at checkout. I like the black shirt with the white letters or the white shirt with the black letters. It is a classic and it is timeless. You hear me? All right. My true words of encouragement are you need two things to be extremely successful in this life, okay? Two simple things. First, you need to know who you are. It seems so simple because it is, but it's one of the most complex things you will ever do is understand exactly who you are. You have to understand very intimately who you are. And you have to take accountability for where you are, who you are, and all that good stuff, all right? And then that second thing is you have to know who your tribe is. Only through knowing who you are and where your tribe is or what your tribe is or who's in your tribe will you be able to have the environment needed to accomplish something truly, truly spectacular, okay? Again, these are two very simple things. Knowing who you are, knowing who your tribe is. But through these two things, a multitude, like your potential can be greatly, greatly unlocked, okay? So do that. And Trey, what are your words of encouragement for the people?
I kind of like what you said, but I'm going to piggyback a little bit. In doing what Tyler just spoke of, I believe that it's so important to take care of yourself, not only physically, not only financially, but mentally. I know there is a stigma in the Black community that, and it's getting better, but we've come from a place where it wasn't really an option, or maybe it was a thing that was kind of frowned upon. But I believe that our community is becoming more and more able to stomach the idea of mental health. So I can't stress that enough. And I speak from a person with experience. Like, I'm not in the best mental state at the moment, but I'm doing what I believe is necessary and what I've known to be necessary from just my experience in the past. Mental health is so essential to being able to take care of yourself so you're able to take care of the people around you so that you're able to be of use to anybody else. I can't come from a place of teaching until I teach myself.
Yeah.
I can't come up from a place of helping until I help myself. So I need to help myself before I can help others. So I think that's the best way to be useful is taking care of yourself.
Hey, you guys heard it here first, okay? Take care of yourself first. Y'all, Trey, thank you for joining How's the Fam. And y'all, fam's all good. Be blessed.
Thank you for having me.